Hello friends. We start with footage where we see the work of the 12th Army Aviation Brigade of the Defenders, who use their Mi-24 and Mi-8 attack helicopters to support their infantry comrades with indirect fire and rockets. When not attacking invaders, they transport urgent supplies, evacuate the wounded to rear hospitals, and move reinforcements to the most active front areas. The work and activity of the tactical units never ends. Ivan keeps trying the classics, this time installing a series of ERA explosive armor blocks on a logistics truck. These blocks work by detonating outward to stop incoming anti-tank munitions, but when they are attached directly to unarmored vehicles, or even right on the windshield glass, the explosion and fragments are directed inside the crew compartment. I confirm that the photo is indeed real and not generated by artificial intelligence. So, well, this is technology that has the approval of the defenders. Let's just hope that none of these invaders make it out in one piece and can tell the others that this strategy doesn't work. On the strategic sanctions front, the unmanned systems forces of the Ukrainian Security Service, working together with the first separate center of unmanned systems of the armed forces, carried out a new attack with FB-2 Mosquito drones against the Alchevsk metallurgical plant, located in the occupied territory of the Luhansk region. This is the second attack in less than a month, which was planned after intelligence operatives behind enemy lines precisely identified the plant's critical production facilities, which were systematically targeted. The Mosquito drones directly hit the blast furnaces, key production workshops, distillation columns, gas pipelines and internal pipelines, and the electrical substations that supply the plant. As a result, multiple secondary explosions and fires were reported. This caused the complete shutdown of the plant's operations. The Alchevsk metallurgical plant is one of the most important suppliers of steel and raw materials for the Russian military industry, and its products are mainly sent to the company Uralvagonzavod, where T-90M tanks and EMSEAS self-propelled howitzers are manufactured. Also includes parts for large-caliber artillery shells. Well. In the early hours of April 5th, the Moskva swarm, the Defenders' long-range Mosquito drones, have once again visited Ivan's ports and refineries. In this new raid, the 1st Independent Center, the 414th Magyar Birds Brigade, and the 413th Raid Regiment participated in a coordinated manner. Among the targets was the Lug Oil Norsy refinery in Kshtobo, Nistinovgorod region, which is one of the largest facilities in Russia, with an annual processing capacity of up to 17 million tons, which represents approximately 320,000 barrels per day. This refinery supplies a significant portion of the fuel consumed in the Moscow region, which in turn represents approximately 30% of Mordo's gasoline consumption. After the attacks, a large-scale fire broke out at the refinery, which caused operations to be halted while the damage is being assessed. If this keeps up, Putin will have to go to work by bicycle. At the same time, the Ukrainian swarm also visited the facilities of the Primorsk oil terminal on the Baltic Sea. Leningrad region, which we already know is the most important fuel export port of Russia, with the capacity to load more than 1 million barrels per day. Local authorities confirmed damage to a fuel storage tank in sections of a pipeline, which caused fires inside the facilities. The defenders are truly determined to leave nothing but scorched earth in this port. During the attacks on Ust-Luga and Primorsk, the Russians have recorded the involvement of Ukrainian drones that appear to be a copy of the Shahed. The flying wing design of the Shahed has proven to be very efficient for achieving maximum range, which is why it has also been adopted by the defenders for their new generation of long-range attack drones, which have been undergoing combat testing since at least July of last year. Well, as long as the process of de-Putinizing the Zed oil industry continues, the type of drone doesn't really matter, does it? Speaking of fires, this invader apparently takes off his pants in the middle of the battlefield, and if you look closely, you can see they're catching fire. The orc was toasting to Putin's health using 120 proof vodka, which he spilled on his clothes. At that moment, he decided to light a cigarette, creating this beautiful gem of Zed discipline on the front lines. Maybe a better defense strategy for Ukraine would be to send bottles of high-proof vodka by drone. I assure you there wouldn't be a single attack ever again. An air defense gunner uses his M2 HB heavy machine gun to shoot down one of Ivan's Shahed drones. The situation got tough because it seemed like the vulture was getting away, but with his last burst he managed to damage it enough to bring it down. March 2026 was the month with the highest number of drones launched by Ivan in nighttime attacks since the beginning of the invasion, as defenders reported detecting 6,462 drones, an amount that exceeds the total of all Shahed drones launched in nighttime attacks between September 2022 and July 2024, that is, almost 2 full years. Despite the increase in attacks, the efficiency of air defense has consistently improved and is now managing to shoot down 89.9% of the attacking drones. Even so, the target set by Minister Fedorov for Defense is to reach 95% in the coming months. So let's hope that's the case. On the ground front, the 2nd Corps of the Ukrainian National Guard, Kartia, proudly celebrated its first anniversary. Formed in the spring of 2025 as a combined arms assault unit, this Army Corps has quickly become one of the most effective and experienced units of the Ukrainian forces, facing the invaders' attacks day after day on the Eastern Front. In just 12 months, the Corps has achieved remarkable progress, creating a unified basic training process for recruits from all its brigades, advanced programs for the development of commanders, and systematic exchange of frontline experiences, all of which has enabled them to carry out multiple successful combat operations. In addition to significantly expanding their combat capabilities by including new heavy artillery units and drone warfare specialists. Among the most notable achievements of the Corps is the decisive counteroffensive of January 2026 towards Kupiansk, where Kartia's fighters liberated critical areas, including raising the national flag over the City Hall building. They inflicted heavy casualties on Ivan's forces and halted the invaders' advance in northern Kharkiv Oblast. The video shows how Kartia's warriors spend their days, from completing a demanding training program for their recruits. They go through tactical integration exercises with their units, and even carry out complex combat operations in urban and forest environments, which are supported by mechanized support groups and precision fire from their artillery. However, the command states that this is only the beginning, as Kartia is now working to achieve greater integration with other Army units through the development of new joint programs. These programs aim not only to build the professional army that Ukraine needs, but also to form a base of National Guard members who can be quickly mobilized to defend every town and every city in order to ensure lasting peace. To finish, unlike Ivan, whom not even his mother loves, this defender has found a little friend inside his position, who will undoubtedly be very useful for protecting the stronghold from the actions of Mordorite rodents when he grows up. If you want to see additional content about the war in Ukraine, I invite you to visit our 2 new channels where we present information about the war in a different format. Don't forget to check them out. Remember to visit our Patreon, where for just $1, you'll have access to a large number of uncensored videos and documentaries. Lastly, visit our store, where you can find items inspired by some of Ukraine's most outstanding units. Carry history with you. And with every purchase, you'll be supporting the United 24 program, which directly supports reconstruction programs, aid to the civilian population, and defense. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel.